If you're going down the route of wanting a woman in your life, remember, you need to vet her for her ability and propensity to want to build, but also her ability to commit. This is why you can't commit fully, because she can change her mind at 1 second's notice, just like the wind, and everything you planned disappears. And this is where men get a lot of their cynicism and anger and sadness. Vet a woman for her ability to commit. A woman broke up with you? Good. You know why? Because if you married her, she would have left you high and dry.
Most of them, unfortunately, are not ready to become wives. They don't want to be wives. They actually are not wives. They're modern women. They're fun girls. They're party girls. They want to have fun. Some of them want the prestige and the honor of being called one. They don't want to actually do it. And if you're unlucky, actually not about even being unlucky, if you're dumb enough to pick one that doesn't want to be one, because it's your duty to pick properly. And if you pick one that's not ready to be one, she's gonna leave you high and dry, because a lot of them, as you're gonna see from this video, have actions and are doing things that are not congruent with being a wife. They don't dress like one, they don't act like one, and like in the next video you're gonna see, they have backups that they're ready to leave you for.
You in a relationship and had a backup plan?
But no, never had a backup plan. I mean, talking to a guy, yes. If a man is talking to you, he's also practicing rotational dating, so you should be doing the same thing.
Ooh. So you think you should follow what a man does?
No, it's not necessarily about following what a man does.
Do you think it's good for a woman to have behaviors like a man?
In some cases, yes.
Huh?
And what behaviors would those be?
Practicing rotational dating.
What?
Do you think that's good for a woman?
I do.
Just like a...
Do you plan on getting married in the future?
I do.
Okay,
I would
so
like to.
think about it, right? Let's just use logic. If you didn't think like a man and you actually thought like a woman, you wouldn't use rotational dating, right?
Yes.
So rotational dating, it's okay for a man because men, we desire quantity. Women desire quality. So if you weren't acting like a man, you wouldn't be 30 and single. You would be in a relationship and have a full husband right now. But the fact that you practice rotational dating, it got you more picky. It's like going to an ice cream shop. Say if you got 2 flavors at the ice cream shop, chocolate and vanilla, it's gonna be an easy choice. But if you go to an ice cream shop and there's multiple choices and you wanna try out the cookies and cream, the cookie dough, the rainbow flavors, you wanna try all the flavors. Now you got a taste for everything. When you're dating multiple men, you start comparing back from when you tasted rainbow, cookies and cream, cookie dough. So it makes it harder for you to be able to settle down in a true relationship because you've experienced so much. You wouldn't have to date a lot if you had discernment, is what I'm saying.
You see, most of them are not ready to. They don't want to be one. Their past actions and their current actions say it all. You should always pay attention to it, because if she wants to be a wife, bruh, there's no way anyone can tell you differently, because you would see it instantly. When you meet the person, you would see it.
Yes.
And if you don't see it, what the hell are you making a commitment to that one? One of the biggest things nowadays to know if she's not ready to be one is explained in the next clip.
The more social media'd a woman is, the less true value she possesses. Unless she makes her living on social media and she needs her images and so forth to be out there. But the average woman who's all social media'd up, the average Instagram model, so to speak, are wastes of your time. And if you get into a relationship with her and she's still taking selfies while you're on the couch with her and she's posting it with dog ears, you're in trouble, dude. How to find a woman or be found by a woman on your terms. It's a numbers game. Number 1, increase your exposure. Put yourself where high-value women are or tend to be. 2, pursue excellence and not women. Create the best version of you. And 3, make yourself unforgettable aesthetically, what people see, your body, your clothing, the way you groom yourself. Make yourself unforgettable. 70% of all marriages are initiated by women. Add college-educated women to that and it's 90%. I'm not casting any judgment. You can't argue with numbers. Facts are stubborn things, as John Adams would say. 90% of all divorces are initiated by women. Think about that. Old dogs care about you even when you make mistakes. Tom T. Hall, 1972. His wife was leaving, the baby was crying, the dog had died, but the rose bush was blooming well. So when Jerry Chestnut was asked, "How are things going?" he could only reply, "It was a good year for the roses." That song went to the top of the charts in 1970 by George Jones. It's a proven fact that marriage starts the onset of neck problems in women. Prior to marriage, you never heard the word, "Ooh, my neck." Some of you will get that.
Men mature, women age. Okay, women are like flowers. What do they look like when you get a bouquet of flowers? The most beautiful thing on the planet. What do they look like 1 week later? Disgusting.
Just like a
While men mature, men are like trees. What do trees look like decade after decade? They look the same. It's still a man's world. Yep, it's still a man's world. Like I said, if a 64-year-old man was walking with a 29-year-old woman, nobody's gonna blink. But if a 64-year-old cougar was working with a 29-year-old woman, they'd be saying to him, "Hey, dude, what are you, crazy? What are you doing?" Sean Connery was 70 years old, 70. He was on the cover of People magazine, sexiest man alive. You name me one 70-year-old woman that would ever be on the cover, sexiest woman alive. I'm telling you, men mature, women age.
Yes, our timelines are different. Your prime is later on, hers is early on. Why are you trading your prime for her decline?
Big-time church girls tend to come with big-time church problems. There's no more hypocrisy in dating than in the church, because unless she's a big-time church girl and a virgin, you're already going to have issues. Oftentimes, big-time church girls try to use the Bible as a weapon against the men that they date, to hold you biblically accountable for everything that it says a man should be, but yet not hold themselves biblically, morally, or ethically accountable to anything that it says a woman should be. They'll tend to take scriptures out of context, use biblical stories for their own selfish and manipulative ends, and hit you in a place to where you really can't defend your spirituality.
Even the church ones are not ready to be wives. You need to learn how to pick them, how to tell. I've been saying that for a few videos now, but this is the problem. We men like to talk about women are like this, women are like that now, women are... Yes, it's true, but what are you doing? Are you picking better? Are you a better person yourself? Do you deserve the better that you want?
The truth will set you free, but first it will make you angry. That's how it works. So when I came to the conclusion that I don't have what it takes, I was sad, I was frustrated, and I thought, life isn't fair. I went in the direction that I was aimed in, but I'm not broken. So you work with what you have.
You need to be entirely honest with yourself. Honesty is the best policy. Look within yourself. Be honest with yourself. Look at the things you need to change. Look at whom you are. Look at your level. Are you gunning for the ones that are out of your league? Are you? Are you better than yesterday? Are you going where you want to go? Be honest with yourself.
If you feel like you don't want to give it to him, guess what? Don't ask him where he's going. Don't ask him where you been. If you're not interested, cool. Let him go do his thing then. How dare you think that you just all that where, I could just not give him some. Play them games with the right man. He got 5 other chicks in his phone book right now that's swinging from a shower curtain. Trust me. The most abusive thing a woman can do, in my opinion, is to sit, make that man either be in a relationship with you, marry you, and then turn around and stop giving him what you promised. And there's no excuse. So if you're with somebody and they not giving it up, it's not cheating if you go get it from somewhere else, period. Because you went against the agreement first. That was you. I ain't signed up for this to be told no. He is then within his right to have another woman perform that duty that you didn't perform. especially if you're married.
Always remember this. If she ain't smashing, then she gotta go. Like adios.
Listen, this revelation I'm about to drop is so deep, and I might make a full video, but please listen to this with an open mind because it's gonna set some of you free. We as women are being groomed by many of these content creators to be prostitutes. Let me explain. I used to listen to a lot of this like hypergamy, femininity content online, okay? The sprinkle lady, I knew about her like way before she blew up on TikTok, all right? I was there. I used to listen to her consistently. People like her, I would listen to, okay, she'd talk about the dusties and hypergamy and the kind of men you should be chasing. I used to listen to all of that before I got saved. Now listen, that content was making me so bitter and angry at men. And I had never hated men really like that before. I have had negative experiences with men, but I've never hated or like disliked or been embittered towards men the way that I was in that season. And the reason I became so bitter is because I was taking on their bitterness. Bitterness is contagious, okay? The Bible says that bitterness, when it takes root, actually defiles many people. So let me read you. See to it that no one falls short of the grace of God and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. Bitterness is contagious. When you are consistently listening to somebody who hates men or who's constantly calling men dusties, dehumanizing men, you will eventually pick up and take on that mindset. Now, this is why it's important. When you become bitter towards men, when you become desensitized towards the fact that they are human beings and you start to hate them, this is when you start to really listen to the women that tell you to only use men for their money, to, take him for everything he's worth, to not care about love, to not care about any of the things that make a relationship beautiful, but to simply go after the money. And even as I'm saying this, some of you guys are going to feel angry at me. Some of you guys may feel tempted to call me whatever it is, a pick me, or be angry, or rise up in your spirit and say, but what about men? Listen, you are being trained based on what you're consistently feeding your mind to desensitize yourself towards human beings. And because you have that hatred, because you are desensitized, that's when you go out and start to use men like how a prostitute would. What does a prostitute do? A prostitute sells her body in exchange for money, for material gifts. When you are dating a man or with a man, not because you care about him, not because you love him, but simply because of the lifestyle he can provide for you, your heart isn't in it, your head isn't in it. You are a prostitute. And you are being groomed. We are being groomed. They're attempting to groom us into being prostitutes. Now listen, this is not me telling you to marry a financially irresponsible man, because I do believe that men have responsibilities and duties towards women that they are courting, that they're dating and wanting to, marry. A man has a responsibility to you. In fact, men have many responsibilities towards the women that they say they want to be with, okay, that they want to marry. All right. So definitely you should be entertaining husband-minded men who have proven to you, okay, through their consistency that they have good character, that they're good men all around, not just in the financial area, but all around. Now, once a man has actually proven to you, okay, that he's a good man, that he cares about you, that he loves you, why wouldn't you want to love that man back? You really have to sit down, and we as a whole have to sit down and ask ourselves realistically, what do I want out of a relationship? What do I want out of a marriage? Do I want somebody just for the lifestyle that they can provide me with? Or do I actually want love? Do I want love and to be loved? Think about the people in your life that you love. Think about your mom who you love. Think about your brothers or whoever it is that you love in your life. Is that not a wonderful and beautiful relationship? And why wouldn't you want to have that with somebody that you are joining yourself to for the rest of your life? This is not a game. Many of these women are leading you down a terrible path and leading you towards terrible relationships and situations under the guise of, oh, sprinkle, oh, fine, hypergamy, whatever. Terrible situations. Ask yourself what is important to you. I'm not saying that financial irresponsibility is okay. Not at all, okay? But that shouldn't be the only thing that you're seeking. You need somebody with character. Be very careful about these people that you're listening to. Don't get so bitter and hardened in your heart towards men, towards people, that you fail to see them as human beings and fail to see the fact that there are, in fact, good men. There are. And some of you might get mad at that statement, but that just proves that there's something in you that needs to, there's a lie that needs to be uprooted from your mind. If you believe that all men are trash, all men are terrible, it's because you have taken on poisonous teachings, poisonous thoughts, and they might not even be your thoughts. They might be thoughts that have been planted in you by social media, by people that are constantly ragging about men, talking about bitterness, and you might have taken on somebody else's bitterness. So you need to be very, very careful, because when you start to make these broad-minded statements like all men are this, all women are this, all black people are this, all white people are this, you know that there's a root of bitterness in your...
You need to make sure that this type of content you consume, especially on this channel, does not make you bitter about women. Like she was saying, consuming hypergamy content, etc., making her bitter about men and not liking men. Make sure it doesn't happen here. Your goal getting this information is not to end up like that. It's to have information to use to your benefit, to just understand them, not be pissed off, and then learn how to avoid the ones you don't want and know how to notice the ones you want.
So if you guys had boyfriends and then your guy says, hey babe, I'm gonna go to a party, it's a house party, it's a bunch of prawn stars, they all wanna have sex with me. Some of them have like roofies in their pockets, but like I'm gonna like try to avoid it. How would you feel about that? I'm gonna, like, your man wants to go to a party with a bunch of prawn stars and they all wanna have sex with him. How comfortable would you feel with him going to that party?
If they wanna have sex with him, then obviously if he wants to go, he wants to have sex.
So that's the equivalent of when a girl's at the bar.
No.
A lot of y'all...
But the men are not stars.
You're at a place where everyone there would have with you.
And wants to.
Yeah. And there's also dangerous creeps that are willing to like put some in your drink, whatever. So what would happen if your man was at a place where everyone wanted to have sex with him? You would hate that. But if I don't want my girl to be at a place where I know everyone wants to have sex with her, I'm a bad guy who's like insecure.
These modern ones want to go out clubbing, getting drinks bought for them by guys, chilling with male friends, like putting themselves in positions where they're literally advertising themselves and will cheat on you. Yet they don't like it if they don't even like the idea of their man doing the same thing. These are not the ilk you should be committing to. These are the ones that do not want to be wives. And a lot of them behave like what the next lady in the next clip is going to say.
I have a genuine question. And I know that I'm probably going to get some pushback in the comments, and that's okay. But there's just certain things that have been made normal in this new age of social media that I'm just never going to understand. One of those things being getting dressed on camera, on video, starting from your bra and your panties. Like when did we decide that we were going to set up a camera and literally put on our bra and our panties and get dressed and upload it on Instagram and on TikTok? You do know that you can edit that part out, right? I feel uncomfortable when I look at it. Oh shoot. You know how you walk in the room and somebody is like in their bra and panties and you're like, oh shit, my bad, you heard me, close the door. That's how I feel when I see y'all do that on social media. You can show us the beginning. Hey y'all, finna do a get ready with me. And then boom, you can start with the pants. The bras, I'm even okay with a little bit. I'm not personally doing it, but okay. You got your pants on, you doing a little bra, sports bra situation, fine. But starting a get ready with me legitimately in your bra and panties is crazy. And I know it's not just me. We don't have to see the get ready with me from the bra and panties. We can use our imagination and assume that you have on underwear under your clothes. We don't need to see it on camera. Fight me, it's cool. There's a lot of things that we've made normal, like watching people eat their food and chewing sounds and ASMR and all that stuff. Fine, but I don't want to see y'all getting dressed from y'all bra and panties. Thanks, bye.
If she has skin showing, she's hoeing. If she's advertising the product, slutting is her conduct. Never forget that. If she's posting on social media, looking for male validation, man, she's not yours. She doesn't want to be yours. She's trying to find the next person to pass through, then move on to the next one. She's posting, she's chatting, talking to men, having her skin showing, cleavage out. Run. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And please comment. Let us know what you think, your thoughts in it, your experiences. That could teach someone something else. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Peace.